When FEMA was created, its purpose was simple: to centralize emergency disaster release so communities could get the help that they need and get it fast. States and cities put their lives in the hands of FEMA. Communities like mine believe FEMA will, in fact, be there for them, regardless of their political affiliation or where they live. But sadly, as it's already been spoken about earlier in this hearing, that clearly is no longer the case, and that is no longer true. And I say that because earlier we heard the statistics whereby since President Trump was sworn in, FEMA has only just approved 23% of those disaster requests from states that have Democratic governors and 2 Democratic senators. And this all while clearly blizzards, heat waves, and catastrophic rain have only increased. And I realize and know the response that was given earlier, so I'm not going to ask the question, but make no mistake, FEMA absolutely can benefit from reforms. Too often, communities are waiting for months or years to receive aid. Mr. Fugate, you were in New Jersey with President Obama after Hurricane Irene, and know the importance of communication and coordination, an area that could indeed be improved today. Yet FEMA has slashed its workforce by 6,000 workers. It has delayed or eliminated the release of vital funding and resources that state like mine depends on. Mr. Fugate, very simply, because I know our time is very short, yes or no, do mass firing and eliminating funding negatively impact FEMA's ability to effectively perform disaster response?
It's neither yes or no. The simple answer would just say yes and move on. The answer is it's very complicated. There's a tendency to think we measure response by number of bodies and seats, and that's not how it works. And how many staff we have is really about how effective the staff are in the programs. I think fixing FEMA Act addresses the complexity that requires all the staff, and it can be done with fewer staff. Remember, in the Obama administration, my staffing level at the maximum is less than the current staffing level at FEMA.
Well, you know, thank you for that, but here's what I would just say. Just last Friday, President Trump denied disaster aid to 4 states, including an $84 million request from New Jersey for February's extreme winter storms. That in itself, once again, I think it's important for us to make sure that we have the ability to provide those services, whether or not it is with the ample number of employees, as you've mentioned, or to making sure that we are not eliminating those very employees who have the wherewithal and the proper training and the ability to perform their job. So I think that's the important part, and we need not make decisions just simply on political decisions. But thank you very much for that. Again, I think FEMA has been critical in trying to prevent catastrophic harm through the agency's disasters mitigation funding. Mr. Waller, your group, the National Association of Mutual Insurance Company, has spoken in support of pre-disaster mitigation funding. These programs have been critical investments to prevent catastrophic harm. Tragically, this administration is gutting that as well. Fortunately, the federal courts have ruled that the administration illegally dismantled the brick and ordered its restoration. However, the Flood Mitigation Assistance Program has had no funding opportunities released for fiscal year 25 and fiscal year 26. Mr. Waller, quickly, can you list 3 ways in which pre-disaster mitigation programs help prevent costly post-disaster rebuilding?
Sure. So when in the FEMA Act, It provides for a retrofit program for our existing housing stock, which is very important. So those homes will be hardened when they get that money, so they're less likely to have damage or less likely to have severe damage. That saves money, both on the repairs and, insurance is going to follow that risk. But also with the BRIC program and the money that's been invested this year, if the public infrastructure is stronger, then as you heard earlier, we're going to be able to, if the roads are dry, the pumps are working, the lights are on because the substations have been hardened, all of those things, we're going to be able to get in quicker to assess the damage as the insurance industry, and the construction workers are going to be able to follow us more quickly and get those repairs done. So I think in all those ways, it'll benefit the public.
Thank you so very much. My time has run out, so I will thank the chairman, and I yield back, Mr. Chairman.